It is National Nurses Week, and they continue to step up and in and out of hospitals to keep us all safe right now. And sometimes that means saving us from ourselves. ICU nurse Leander made headlines for confronting stay-at-home demonstrators in a powerful silent protest. And she joins us now from Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, Lauren, thank you for coming and hanging with us. You know, this protest, the protesting of Arizona's stay-at-home policy was planned at the State House in Phoenix a few weeks ago. And on your day off, you decided to go because you felt you needed to be there. Tell us why it was important.
Yeah, I think as nurses, we were just wanting to do what we do best, which is to advocate, to be an advocate for, number one, our patients, being an ICU nurse that's solely caring for COVID critically ill humans right now. So we wanted to advocate for the people who are suffering right now. And like I've said before, the vulnerable populations who continue to need our support as their fight with this virus is really only just beginning. And I think also we wanted to be there as a voice for healthcare workers, and we wanted to be heard and seen louder than a lot of the misinformation and fear that has sort of been sweeping the nation with this movement to open too soon or in a way that is, dangerous to the public. And so a lot of healthcare workers, our lives are on hold. And even as people slowly ease into going back to normal, we are not. We are still self-isolating. A lot of us haven't seen our family in months. And so just trying to bring the reality of the other side of this virus to those protesters.
You are a hero to us. I want you to know that. And you are a hero to millions of people. You stood at the protest in silence, but you said that the protesters were yelling things at you. What and saying other stuff. And you and the other nurses, what were they saying exactly? Tell us.
Yeah, there were a lot of different themes, I think, that came up with these protesters. We could tell from very early on that, just seeing us, they did not hesitate to walk right up to us and to even stand within 1 or 2 feet of us and tell us exactly what they thought. These people were heated and angry, and rightfully so. We were never there to discredit their struggles and what they're going through at all. But people were also not peaceful about it. There were people that were walking by and coughing on us and coughing the quote unquote fake virus on us. One of the big themes is that they thought we were paid actors, that we were planted there by a hospital or by the government, and that we were told not to speak and just stand there in costume. There were also people trying to bait us away from the protest and saying, oh, hey, somebody, needs help over there. If you're a real nurse, you'll go help them. And a few of us left to go check out the situation, and someone was sitting under a tree laughing at us. People were openly carrying firearms. There were large, strong men, fully masked, carrying assault rifles that were walking past us and taking photos with us. So there was a lot going on, for sure. It was a lot.
Now, you're seeing the effects of COVID-19 up close every single day. What do you want these protesters to know and to understand?
A lot. I think that, number one, I really want them to understand that even though they see healthcare workers' hours being cut, non-essential healthcare workers' hours being cut, or open beds in hospitals or surgery centers that are closed down, that is just a small window of what's going on in the hospital. So for somebody like me who has volunteered to work on a COVID unit along with my coworkers every day, we are living in this chaos within the quiet in this hospital. And so for us, our lives are very different. And I think that we'd love for them to know just that nurses are scared to watch their states open up. We are dealing with very sick, unstable patients, unlike anything we've seen before. And our lives are still going to be on hold. And so we just want to know that we have the support of our state and our country as we move forward in opening up. And that wearing masks and social distancing and hand washing, that is really just a way to continue to fight with us as we try to find a new normal within all of this. And finally, I hope that they know that no matter what their stance is on this virus, no matter what their political beliefs are, if they showed up in our ICU tomorrow, we would welcome them with open arms and we would care for them like anybody else.
Hi, so I just want to play devil's advocate a little bit. Arizona's reopening this week. Barbers, salons, restaurants, gyms. This week, Arizona reported on one day that there were 0 deaths. The lockdown was supposed to prevent hospitals from being overwhelmed. It's done that with 20% of ICUs unused, 65% of ER beds unused, and 70% of ventilators are available. So we aren't going to have a vaccine for at least a year. We were talking about that earlier in the show. Is your recommendation to Governor Ducey and all Arizonans that we should remain in lockdown until there's a vaccine in a year?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I don't think that would be possible for us. I just hope that they are able to still fight this virus with us in other ways. As like I said, we find a new normal. We've seen grocery stores really reinvent themselves in keeping us clean and safe and wearing masks and still using social distancing as much as possible. I think there are a lot of ways that people can still fight this virus with us. I think those statistics, unfortunately, just highlight sort of the empty space and what's not being used. But that's not the whole picture. If you were able to step on these COVID units, you would see how labor intensive these very sick individuals are. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. They're on upwards of 8 to 12 drips at a time. We need a team of 7 people to prone them, to flip them on their stomach every 2 to 4 hours so that they can breathe better. They're medically paralyzed so that they are forced to breathe with a ventilator. A lot of them are on continuous dialysis and ECMO machines. They're the sickest patients that I've ever cared for in my life. And so what's scary to us is that as we begin to open up, we're going to be caring for our sort of normal patients, car accidents and other illnesses, things like that. But we're still going to be operating critical care units with COVID patients in them on top of our already, the chaos that we already deal with on a normal basis. So we just hope that people continue to stand by our side in whatever way that they can.
Well, Lauren, we will. Thanks to Lauren Leander. Thank you for everything you do, and please thank your co-workers for us as well.